Men, there's no rush to have a child. They don't let nobody trick you thinking that you have to be in your 20s and have a kid. Nope, nope, nope. Wait till at least you're 35. Wait till at least you're 35. You have your money right. You have your career right. You have your establishment right. And then bring on a woman that you love and respects you, and then have a baby with them, right? Because as a man, to be the best person you can be, it's going to take time to get your things in order. So there's no rush. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast, The Empire Podcast. My name is Antonio The Miles, and yes, we got a great topic for today. And today, we got the homie...
Terrick T Antonio, you already know.
Facts, right? And so today, our topic is going to be about fatherhood. And so, T, what's your thoughts on fatherhood just in general, man?
Well, I am a father, but, my thoughts on fatherhood, any man that's there for their kid, that take care of their kid, go the extra miles, work those long hours, be there, that's my thoughts on being a father, not just being a donor, but just actually being there and, letting the kid know you love him.
Facts.
Time.
Okay, so, you're a father, so, how is it being a father?
Man, at first, when I first found out I was going to be a father, I was kind of nervous.
Okay, real talk.
I was like, oh, my gosh, I have a kid. What do I do?
Yeah,
I kind of froze, but then over time, it just becomes a custom. It becomes daily routine, part of your life. So you get accustomed to being a father, and being a father is actually, I like it. It's cool.
Got you.
I get to do fun things like go to Chuck E. Cheese, John's Incredible Pizza, different amusement parks. I get to be a kid because I have a kid.
Basically,
yeah. So that's the good thing about it. Then you get to see them grow up from being babies to, now my son's 5 years old now. He just graduated kindergarten. So it's like, you get to see these kids grow up and they really love you. Like, this is really, when they say unconditional love, this is really unconditional love.
Yeah,
like, your kids really love you, man.
They love you.
It's like the type of love that you just can't explain. It's like, man, you just, it's a love that undescribable feeling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they keep you disciplined out here,
Facts.
Keep you focused.
Like showing up on time. You gotta be there.
Gotta be there. Go to I went to school meetings with the teacher. I was like, oh, man.
PTA type of stuff?
Yeah, teachers conference, for the, like say the semester's over, just to update you on how your child's doing. So when I found out I had to go to that, on my way driving, I was like, wow, man, I'm doing this now? I'm getting older. It's happening. Then he graduated,
Facts.
Even though it was kindergarten, but they still gave him a little cap and gown.
Yeah,
I was like,
it all matters. It all matters.
It's all cute. And then it's like, I would say if you could afford it and if your life is right, I'm not saying just pop out babies, but if you could afford it and your life is right, I don't see nothing wrong with the right person. I don't think there's nothing wrong with having a kid.
Facts.
Kids, they're fun. They're a lot to deal with, a lot to handle, but I feel like it's a blessing and it matured me a lot.
Yeah.
It matured me a lot.
Yeah, I agree with T 100%. If there's no need to jump into fatherhood, make sure your money's right, make sure your goals are right, make sure the person you're going to be with too is the right person to be a parent. And I actually kind of want to go into that. I feel like this is just my opinion. And I've met so many females that are they're like, I want to have a baby. I want to have kids. I want to do this. But I never hear a man actually say, I want a kid. I want this. I feel like men and women kind of think about kids differently. And when I say that, let me clarify a little bit. When I hear women talk about having kids, I never hear them talking about wanting to have a family with a husband and stuff like that. But when I hear men talk about relationships, they usually talk about, okay, I want to have a good woman, then I want to have kids. I always feel like the women skip the good man part and they just go, I want to have kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of understand where you're going. I feel like females are more emotional than men, first off. We got to understand that. And then I feel like a lot of them feel like, wow, if they have a kid, then, that's something that they're missing or help them get that drive. Maybe they're lonely or something. So, they might jump into a relationship okay, I don't know if he's forever, but I'll have his kid,
And
then
move on.
Then they have a kid.
Yeah.
You feel me? They get what they need. Then they move on. Now that's when you create the unhappy households, and mommy's over here, daddy's over there because mom didn't come with the right intentions. Sometimes the father or, guys, they don't come to a relationship, I'm about to get her pregnant, or she better have my baby, A lot of times we don't think up here, we think, somewhere else, we think somewhere else, we just want the cookie, you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then that's all we worrying about, but, then a baby happens, so it's kind of like, you got to be real mindful and make sure, just get your life together first, make sure you have, financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, make sure you have that together first to be able to deal with a kid, I can't lie. Kid is a blessing, though. To have a child is really a blessing. I'm not saying do it too early, don't do it too late. Just do it when it's right for you. That's what I could say. But as for me, it's a blessing. It has its ups and downs, but I enjoy it for sure. Yeah,
and they say there's really no time that's the right time, but definitely when your finances are better and your mindset's better, definitely a better time. And, the reason why I mentioned the women nowadays think about jumping right into kids is because back in the day, the mindset was a little bit different, where they're thinking, okay, I want to get a husband and I want to have a family. Man. I think the mindset's different. And I think most guys think about, when we have a family, we think, okay, I want to have a good wife to help take care of the kids. Exactly. That's kind of what I want to clarify. And, I'm not a father, so I can't really talk too much about being a father, maybe more like a surrogate father, like, helping young men and women through life. But, as kids ourselves, we have fathers, right? So I don't, honestly, I never had a good relationship with my father, so he wasn't involved in my life, so I have really no relationship with him. So I don't know. What about you, T? You have a relationship with what's your?
Well, like me as a kid, like I would say like 5 and under, everything's a little blur. Okay. I can't really remember as much. But I do remember at one point in time, it's like a blur, but like my mom and my dad, we all were in the same household. Yeah. And then, things happen with adults that as a kid I didn't know about, so it caused them to split. But like my dad didn't live with us. Well, first of all, we lived in Paramount in Los Angeles County. Mm-hmm. Then I guess when they split up, my mom took a job in the IE, so we moved to Rialto, and then my dad stayed in LA.
Got you. That was a big split right there.
That was a big split right there. Yeah. Even though some people say, oh, that's not that far, but, it did make a difference because I didn't see him every day. I just saw my mom every day, and then I would see him maybe once a week. Then it would turn into once a month, So I know who my dad was. Like, I could call him if I want to. He just wasn't around as much. I had to, boss up and,
figure it out on your own.
Figure it out on my own. Like, he wasn't there for, the stuff he needed to be there for. Like, I could contact him. I could talk to him, but that's why I say it's good to have someone around, time, at least around, what I'm saying? At least comes home, at least lives in the same household, or not even that, at least, you go to your dad's house at a certain point in time. Like, even for the summers, I didn't know where he stayed. I didn't go to my dad's house during the summer or nothing like that. That's all. I just known him to be in LA, living his life. When we were out here, I might see him once a month. I might not see him for 2-3 months. But he stayed in contact with me. That's it's one thing I can say.
At least that.
I'm older. Yeah, I'm older now, and I don't hold grudges. Like, this is a famous saying that my mom and grandma used to say: "Don't do evil for evil." Okay. So it's like, he wasn't around. He missed a lot. He didn't go to graduation, in my high school graduation. Yeah. How to work on cars, ride a bike, football and all that, football games.
Teach the father stuff, the
simple stuff. He wasn't there, but
same.
Maybe he was going through, his own little troubles in life. I guess, his father died when he was young, and then he had a stepfather that used to beat him a lot. That's what he says. Yeah. So maybe that traumatized him. Who knows? But I don't do evil for evil. I forgive. I don't forget, but I forgive, and I'm able to move on because I have a kid now. So let them establish a grandson and grandfather relationship. But that was that was my didn't have a father in the household, didn't see him as much. So all I think I knew was mom, and then I get at a certain age, like, can't no man tell me what to do.
Facts.
Can't nobody tell me what to do. So that's when you start being disobedient at a certain age.
Doing your own thing,
and I feel like that has an effect for your father not. I'm not
being there. No, you're right. You're right.
I understand, situations happen where mom and dad break up, but as fathers, you can't lose that connection with your kids. Even though you and the mother lost connection, that don't mean you just disappear. Like, you can't disappear. You can't leave your child. Your child still needs their father in their life.
Facts.
the old saying that always said is that the fathers keep the women off the stripper pole and it keeps the men off the streets.
Yeah, out of the jail.
Out of the streets and jail. So it's like, father is really important, you know. Father is really important in life. So that's why me being a father, I'm trying to do the right thing, be there, supportive, everything. So that's why I was there for the parent-teacher conference. I made sure I was there for the graduation. They sung Grease, you know, celebrated for him, took him to Chuck E. Cheese, you know, all the little stuff. So he knows that his
father is there.
His dad loves him. His dad was always around, you know.
Facts. And that's why it's so important, like what T was saying, like so many, especially like, you know, we're black men. So coming from a black man perspective, you know, it's typical saying that, you know, the father's not in the household. So that's why we look for fathers out in the streets to teach us, right? And so like we're kind of a quote unquote, we're anomalies because like our father wasn't there and we're not like gangbanging, you know what I mean? And shit like that, you know? And so like we're like a needle in a haystack, they would say nowadays. But, you know, that's why, again, fathers are so important. And we're talking about being fathers, and you know, fathers in the household really change a lot. It's been statistically proven that children are raised better in single father households than single mother households, and kids are even better when there's a 2-parent male and female family household. You know what I mean? So fathers, be there. We need to be there. We need to support our kids, and even if we're stepdads, which is a whole different topic. Whole different topic. But, you know, we respect the people who stand up for being stepfathers out there. You know what I mean? And, you know, since, like I was saying, like since, you know, fathers wasn't around, we had to go look for fathers. So, you know, man, there was very little men that I saw in my life personally that I looked at and was like, okay, I respect you as a father figure. You know, even though you weren't my father figure, it's hard to like look at someone and be like, okay, I see what you're doing and I respect you. But the only person that comes to my mind that I can think of right now was this cat. I can't think of his name, but he was a security guard. He was a security guard at Hooters. And he was a cool cat. And yeah, for some reason, he comes to my mind as someone that I can see as like a father figure that I respected. What about you, T? Was there anyone in your life that you respected as a father?
Well, for me, as a always seen as a father figure to me, because my dad wasn't around as much, was my grandpa.
Grandpa was there. Okay.
To be honest, my grandpa, of course, didn't live with us, my mom's dad, but we would always go to his house for like family events, gatherings, birthdays. So he was like the father figure for like the whole family.
Yeah.
So that's how I saw. I was like, okay, you know, he's like a father figure, even though, you know, he has his ups and downs too. Him and my grandmother, they did break up, but they didn't really break up until like all my mom and her sisters were like out of high school. So and plus he still kept in contact with all of them. You know what I'm saying? So it was a point in time where I saw him more than I saw my pops. So that's why you know, I always saw him as a role model, father figure. I was like, oh, okay, you know.
Is that your mother's dad?
My mother's dad, yeah.
Okay.
So
shout
out to Grandpop.
Shout out to Pops.
I respect him a lot, you know. So like the whole family, he's like the creme de la creme. He's the father of all fathers.
Yeah, that's the one that everyone respects.
Everyone respects him.
Yeah.
In my family, so I tried to like model that, even though me and my son's mother were not together, but you still be there for your kid, you know.
Facts.
Because growing up, you know, it was just my grandpa, and he's a little bit older, so it's kind of like his advice is more old school advice. It's like,
yeah, there's still gems though in there, right?
For sure,
okay,
for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
So, you know, Father's Day is coming up, and, you know, this video will probably be out a little bit after that, but so do you think that in a grand scheme, like, fathers are appreciated? Like, on a grand scheme, like, around the world, do you think fathers are appreciated?
Not as much. Everybody's on Instagram, all the social media platforms, everybody's talking about, we'll see if the fathers get all the love, because on Mother's Day, they getting flown out, they getting hotels, cars. Oh my gosh! I remember on Mother's Day, I seen somebody gave his wife the deed to the house.
Whoa!
Fancy restaurants, you know, vacations. You know, of course, we love our women, we love the mothers, we respect the mothers. You know, they give birth to all the new generations. But at the same time, you know, the father, you know, we need love too, especially I feel like the father should be on the same pedestal. These fathers nowadays should be on the same pedestal as the mother, because it takes a real man in these days to really be there and really be a father. Because back and before, growing up, and our parents' generation, the fathers were non-existent. So I feel like our generation should get extra praise, because I feel like we're killing the game right now in this fatherhood generation. But mothers, women in general will always be treated a little bit more special. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like on Father's Day, we should get some love. Take us out to eat, rub our feet, something.
Got you.
Make love to your man or
that
something.
Little
like
top or something.
Hey, whatever, man, whatever. To show you that you appreciate him being a husband and being a father to your children. For a woman in this generation to have your son's father still around, even if you guys are not together, that's a big step. Like he's dedicated. So you guys should, treat your man right. Even if you're not together with the daddy, at least acknowledge him and let him know that, hey, I thank you for being here for our son, our daughter.
Yeah, facts.
For sure.
Taking care of business, showing up,
handling
business. What I mean? So you don't think that fathers are getting the appreciation they deserve?
Not like mothers.
Gotcha. Not even on the same level, right? Completely different level.
But I feel like this time around, they should start opening their eyes and seeing like how much it matters that these days that the fathers are around.
Fathers around, right?
They should show that appreciation.
Facts. So I wanted to get into people always talk, and we talked about a little bit today, about the stigma about Black families don't have fathers in their lives, and people think about that, about the Black community don't have fathers in their lives. So what do you think about that stuff, man?
That's a kind of a broad topic, because you could go on. You could talk about how the Black Panthers, and how they put drugs in the community to
the crack cocaine,
crack cocaine, then the Crips and the Bloods formed, and then all the. Well, they said, the Black Panthers all went to jail, so none of the leaders were around. Yeah. Then, they all, a lot of Black men formed gangs, that kind of, then the crack era, that kind of divided the Black community. So that's when our generation, I feel like, suffered the most from what was going on. Because, be honest, before that, I would say,
it's called the 50s and 60s.
1970s and under, it was a Black man in every household.
The family. There was families.
Suit tied up. Everybody was nice and sharp with the loafers. That was a family. Yeah. Mom and dad was there. Multiple children, not just one. They had at least 4 to 5 kids. Three at the least. Yep. Then, people say that's conspiracy theory, but I don't know, because it's something had to happen for it to all of a sudden, just after, once the 70s hit, you start seeing more and more fathers just disappear and be out of their children's life. Yes, there were fathers in the 60s, 50s, and 40s that probably weren't there, but it wasn't as bad as it has been in recent time. Yep. It wasn't this bad. Trust me, my grandma had her mom and dad in the same household.
Oh, this is a super fact.
For sure. My mom did just until she graduated high school, but for her childhood, she had her mom and dad around.
They were there. And so, a lot of people don't understand that, there's a system behind keeping the Black man out of the house, right? There have been government incentives to say, okay, if the Black man doesn't stay in the house, then we'll give you a place to live, we'll give you free money, EBT, all that stuff. Affordable housing, we'll give you those things if there's not a Black man or man in the house, but you just feeling Black man in the house, right? Also, police would naturally put. So all these most people that are in jail right now are in jail for a little bit of weed, right? Black men mostly, of course, people of color in general, Latinos too, in jail for a little bit of weed, right? And so it's all been a plan, because the government knows, people in power know that the way to keep good communities is by having a strong family. A strong family creates good communities, because if mother and father are both there, especially the father, that's going to discipline the kids if they're doing something wrong, keep the girls off the pole and the men out of jail, keep them on the right path, then you build a stronger family, a stronger community. And so the reason why there's so many Black fathers that weren't in the home, majority speaking, is because it's systematically proven, right, to do. And I'll look and show some evidence to that. On top of that, nowadays, what they don't talk about is that they say, and I'll also look and see if I can find the data to prove this, is that more Black fathers are actually taking care of their kids now more than ever. It's just that the loophole is that they might not be with their significant other anymore, but they're still a father to their kids. See, so they're saying that the household is, they're saying that, oh, both parents are not in the same household raising the kids, so they're saying that doesn't qualify, but the father is still there taking care of the kid. So that's the one thing that they're not saying right now, is that the father is still taking care of the kid. He just might be with the baby mama.
They're always going to try to find something to say, but at the end of the day, if you guys could co-parent and respect each other and let the father do his job, let the mother do his job, it could still work perfectly.
As simple as that.
Things happen, people grow out of love. That's just life, you know what I'm saying? But then within that love, you formed a baby out of it. So you have to handle your responsibilities as an adult. Co-parents say, hey, this is how we're going to raise this child, you know? And this child still is going to grow up to be respectful man or respectful woman and contribute to this society. So, yeah, growing up, I did see, you know, like a lot of females that were on Social Security and all that. Growing up, the older women, they were single mothers. Yeah. Me seeing growing up, you know, in the community that I grew up in, they were single mothers. So I feel like this generation is actually doing a hell of a job, you know, by being there and stepping in and taking control, because a lot of people from our generation that have kids now, they probably grew up in a single family house home like I did.
Yep.
And as you as well.
Yep.
So
we both did.
So we look at it now like, man, we wanted that father to be around all the time, you know?
We want to be the father.
We want to be the father.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we want that father, you know, as a kid, we wanted that father to be around, you know? We wanted that father to be around, you know? We didn't really know what a father was because we really had no one to teach us. You know, our own father kind of failed at that aspect, you know?
Facts. And we had to figure it out on our own.
Had to figure it out on our own. So when we had kids, we were like, oh, man, you know, our generation is more nurturing the kids, you know? We love our kids. We look at our kids and we don't understand why our fathers weren't around as much. Like me, when he goes with his mom, he be gone for maybe like 2 days, and I'll be blowing his little iPad up like, hey, boy, call me. I text his mom, hey, tell that boy to call me.
Right? What's going on?
What's going on, boy? You better check in with me. I got to see what's going on.
Right. Let me see your face.
Something. So I talk to him, and then, you know, I feel better about the day, you know? And then when I see him, we spend so much time together. We have so much fun. But I feel like, you know, yes, it started off good, but, you know, we live in America, you know, different things, as Antonio Wood proves, kind of shaped the way the black man was perceived and the way the black children were raised.
Yep.
Due to things prior to even before we were born that happened. But I feel like we're getting back on track. I feel like our generation is really setting the standard. Like, hey, there's more. He's going to show you the facts too, that this generation is killing it as far as being a father and being around. Yes, okay, you might not be with the mother, but, you know, that's just love.
Yeah.
Things happen, people change, feelings change, you know, but, you know, we're still being there for our kids. You know, like a lot of my close friends from high school that I still vibe with till today, they all have kids. Not all of them, but
a lot of
them have kids, and they're there for their kid every day. A couple of them are still with the mother. Some are not, but they're still like around for their kid. They still, you know, birthday parties, they're there, everything. Yep. So I feel like, you know, it's getting better. That's Facts. All I could say. It's getting better.
Facts. And, you know, I'm going to look for that detailed stuff. I'm going to try to do my best to try to find that information and, you know, put it in the description. But, you know, I think this whole fatherhood thing, you know, I think it definitely comes down to like the women, because the women have to pick the partner in the first place. The women have to pick that man in the first place, because the saying is that women are the gatekeepers to sex. Men are the gatekeepers to relationships. So ladies, choose your men wisely who you're going to have sex with, and then have protection. You know, if you don't want a father with, you know, okay with this baby. Men, choose the right woman. If you don't want a baby with this woman, wear protection. I know it feels good. We all know it feels good. But, you know, one night can lead for forever.
Man.
Can lead for forever.
He was like, man, it's just so dang good.
I know.
It was just so good.
15 seconds of fun can last for 55 years of someone else, right?
It's strap season, fellas.
You know
it's
what I mean?
Summertime, and everybody about to be outside because it's hot. So strap up. That's all I can say.
That's it.
You don't want to be dealing with no crazy woman, you know, beating down your dog. You got to do some crazy stuff, you know, a lot of these, you know. And you have to understand, like, how we were alluding to earlier, like, even like as men growing up, young little black boys, we didn't have a father. Imagine the little black girls that didn't have fathers.
Yeah, it's even harder. It's even harder.
So a lot of these girls are growing up having kids. They didn't have a father around. So, you know, they're some of them are acting wild where they might not let the baby daddy see his child, maybe because the baby daddy's in a new relationship or they just got beef. You get what I'm saying? So
whatever.
Because her past was messed up, she wants to take it out on her child's father. When the child father just wants to be there for his kid, he might not want you no more, but he still wants to be there for his kid. So we gotta kind of like I said earlier, man, you gotta make sure your mental is right to have a kid, man, because you have to get past a lot of stuff that happened in the past, in order for you to deal with the kid. And then especially if you and the father break up, you gotta be able to have your mental gotta be right to deal with that, because you're gonna be days where you don't see your kid.
Yeah,
you guys are not together.
Facts.
So that's just something you got to deal with.
So like you said, women, please don't hold any grudges against the man and their child if you guys are not together, because in the end, you may feel like you're hurting the man, which you are hurting, but you're also hurting that child's life, right? And so if anything, put your grudge aside and let the father be a good father to your guys' child, if he's worthy. Sometimes people are on drugs and doing other things, but if he's just genuinely wants to be there for their kid, let him. Don't hold a grudge. Bite your lip if you have to and just let it do. You know what I mean?
Especially a black man that wants to be there for his kid. Black women, this is for you. Like, let that man be around his kid, please, because it's a big deal in today's society that these new generation of kids that's growing up right now that are yet to be born and that have been born at least past 2000, it's good to have the father around for sure.
Yeah. Good father around is always gonna, me and T, we've done pretty good for ourselves without a father, but can you imagine how much further we'd probably be in life if we had the right one in our life from the beginning? But sometimes, not, and as men, we accept it. We accept that we're given the cards we're dealt and do the best we can with the cards we're dealt, right? And so that's why we just want to talk about fatherhood today, because as men, as fathers, I want to be a father eventually too, with the right woman, the right place in mind, right financial being, right? I want to be. I know it's important for children to have a father in their life. It's been statistically proven that children do better with a good father in their life. Women do better with a good man, good husband in their life, right? So, and men also do good when they have a good wife in their life as well, right? So I just want to talk about fatherhood. We want to talk about fatherhood, about men, about fathers and stuff like that. Is there anything else you want to say, T, about it?
Of course, make sure you have your mind, make sure you physically could handle a kid, and make sure your finances is good. But one thing about being a father and being a mother, being a parent in general, for me, it's very rewarding. You know what I'm saying? I do want more kids, of course, one day.
Yeah.
With the right woman,
Number one.
Plus I gotta get myself more together first. I gotta be mentally there. But in the future, I do want more kids. It's fun. It's fun. I ain't gonna lie, we horseplay around the house sometimes.
You got to.
Especially now that he's out of school. Summer break.
Got you.
I got so many things I'm planning. It's like when you have a kid, so many things you could plan. Like
Raging waters.
Yep. I'm planning a trip to go to the beach.
Yep.
Like different things that I could just bring my kid. You know what I'm saying? If I want to do this, okay. Oh, me and TJ, we're just going to go do this. We're going to go do this. We're going to go do this. You know what I'm saying? It just, a kid coming to the world just brightens everyone's day up. Like my mother loves when he's around.
Facts.
The mother of my child, her family loves when he's around. You know what I'm saying? Just like a kid just brings so much joy to everyone's heart. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like, it's very important to make sure you got your stuff together, because you don't want to be on drugs or not doing the right things. Then you have a kid, and then you're bringing them to wrong environments. Like smoking weed. I know a lot of us smoke weed. Weed is not a bad thing, but just let your kid know that
what it is,
what it is, right, wrong. Like, and if you're doing harder drugs than that, you don't need no kid. You don't need no kid. Like, that's too much. That's too much. Like, you don't need no kid. Like, we gotta guide these kids the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to show them what to do, what not to do. You gotta be there for them, help them do their homework. Yep. Like, man, like, what are they teaching these kids these days, man? My son wanted me to help him with his homework. It was something like, okay, it said, draw this pattern, then make another pattern, and then try to formulate that with this other pattern. And I was looked at it like 4 or 5 times. I was like, is this just kindergarten?
He's like, what
or this algebra 2.
They're like,
I was like,
trying to trick me.
I had to scratch my head a little bit, like, son, I'm trying to help you, but hold on. But like, you know.
What about that financial literacy though? Shit, trying to get mentioned. That's what it's really about.
Man, for real.
Yeah.
Financial literacy. So it's like, you know, teach your kids the right things. But you know what I'm saying? You know, be there for your kids. But what I'm saying is having a kid, being a father is very rewarding, you know.
Definitely.
I can't speak for our parents' generation of, you know, hey, things might happen prior that we don't know about. But
yep.
As far as me, like, you know, I enjoy having my kid. You know, he's a part of my life. It's being a father is a lifestyle now. It's 100%, not like 100%. You know, it had to grow on me, but that's what I do. You know, so I pick him up from school. Boom, we go get our haircut. Boom. Okay, I gotta make sure he eats. Boom, line up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way I could eat and he not eat.
Yeah, that's
if
weird.
I'm hungry, then he
weirdo. You're a weirdo if you eat. Yeah. Are you hungry, baby? Oh, that's too bad. Weirdo.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I have to, like, he has to eat. Every time I eat, he got to eat. You get what I'm saying? Yep. You know, one thing I can say about being a father, you know, a lot of things I had to get accustomed to, you know. When they're at the baby stage, they cry a lot.
Yep.
A lot. Like, you can't even get no sleep. So many times in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm just tossing and turning like, this baby, won't you just shut up? Yep. Oh, my God, I can't deal with it. But, you know, those were, you know, looking back at the memories and all the pictures that I have, I look at it now like, oh, those were the good old days.
The cute day before I could talk.
Before I could talk, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, it's like, I like having a kid. You know, I'm older, about to be the big 3-0. So, you know, my kid, you know.
Steph Curry.
Man, you already know. You already know. But, you know, my kid, he's finna be, well, he just turned 6. His birthday just passed. His birthday just passed. 6 years old. So it's like, wow, I have a 6-year-old now.
Soon to be 16.
Oh, man, you know, that's why you got to get everything ready. Because when you're 16, you know, I want to buy him a car. I want to, you know, that's why it's like I'm grinding. So one thing about a kid, you know, they put you on your grind. Like, you got to make sure you have everything in order. Or if you don't have everything in order when your kid is here, start now. Maybe, you know, a lot of people didn't have motivation, you know. Sometimes when they mistakenly, you know, unprotected sex, you know, a kid came up, that what drove their motivation. You know, a lot of great people did things for their kid. You know, their kid was born, so they had to switch it up. And, you know, so he motivates me a lot. You know, I have a lot of things planned for us in the future, and we're gonna be good, man.
That's
but just being there, and then, you know, just being there, just hugging your kid. You know, when I was on my way to his birthday party, his mom told him I was on my way. He just smiled so much. You know,
that's what it's about.
To have his dad, so at least he'll have those memories that, hey, my dad was there, my dad was around. My dad picks me up, like, he calls me. You know, before we did this little interview, I was on the phone with him.
Of course.
So, you know, just to check in with him. Yeah. He was like, you finna do YouTube? I was like, yeah.
Yep, YouTube like, time.
Okay, so he knows. But yeah, man, you know, like, you know, this really prepared me for my next children too. Like, dealing with TJ, you know, I want to do it again. You know, like, it's fun. You know, I enjoy it. And I know me being older, like, when I was younger, I was kind of confused. Like, oh my God, what am I getting into? Am I ready? I don't know if I'm ready. But like, over the years, you get accustomed to it. It becomes part of your life. Like I said, being a father is a lifestyle, you know. Yep. Being a father is a lifestyle, you know. So, you know, like, you know, I can't wait to have more kids. I don't know if I'm gonna have more than one, you know, but I'm for sure gonna have at least one more, you know, to do because I want to do this road again, you know, have a little kid running around.
Facts.
You know? It's fun, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he grew up so dang fast. I'm like, boy, he grew up so damn fast, but it's a blessing for sure.
Definitely. And, you know, a lot of people respect seeing men with their kids, and I had this conversation with a guest, Nelly, about the whole abortion thing. Not everybody is meant to be a parent. Not everybody is fit to be a parent. But I definitely do believe that having kids changes people's lives around for the best, because they step up to it. Like T was saying, they step up to the role and place, which is, you know, sometimes is for some of the rascals out there, they have a kid, they flip their life around. I've seen so many people change their life around because they had kids. And I will say, men, there's no rush to have a child. They don't let nobody trick you thinking that you have to be in your 20s and have a kid. Nope. Wait till at least you're 35. Wait till at least you're 35. You have your money right. You have your career right. You have your establishment right. And then bring on a woman that you love and respects you, and then have a baby with them, right? Because as a man, to be the best person you can be, it's going to take time to get your things in order. So there's no rush. That's why you see an 80-year-old man with like a 20-year-old girl. How many times have we seen that? We've seen it forever. So there's no rush. Wait till at least you're 35. I know it sounds weird. If it's the first time you're hearing this, it's going to sound weird. But wait till at least you're 35 if you can. Get all your money right. Get your plans right. Pick the right woman. And then build a family.
I think a lot of people, because like, no one knows when is the right time, because sometimes you're like, well, you don't want to wait too late, because when you're 40, your kid barely be 10. You can't really do much with them. By the time they get about 30, you're going to be like 70, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, it's like, everyone's different, you know what I'm saying? People want to be in this world to have kids. Like, you know, some women before they're 30 already got 3 kids, 4 kids, you know what I'm saying?
Women's different than men.
But at the end of the day, there's still a father for those 4 kids at the end of the day. So I'm still speaking on the father. Like, if you see a woman with 4 kids, there's still a father behind that kid. So that father probably had the kid young too. So I'm saying say you're mature, you hit 30, 28, and you finances is together, everything is together, and you feel like it's time. All right, I wouldn't say no. If you got everything together, everything's right. Mental, physical, financial. You got a good woman. Y'all been together since you guys were high school sweethearts or since you guys was 20. You guys are both 27, 28. You guys, why not? And that
too early. For men, too early. 28's too early.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
We could agree to disagree, but hey, if you got a solid woman behind you and you guys are connected and you guys see eye to eye, you guys have understanding, I don't see why not. You get what I'm saying? I had my kid at 24. You know, he's 6 now. So when he turns 21...
He's thinking about it from a math point. I'm talking about it from a logical money status point. He's thinking about age difference.
No, I'm just talking about for me, when I had my kid. I had my kid at 24. So when he's 21, I'll be 45. I'm just saying for me, because for me. But if I take it back, well, I don't want to take it back because I love my kid. But 24, no. I would say my age having a kid, no. For sure, we could agree on that. 24, no. I would say make sure you got your stuff together, you know what I'm saying? 35, you know, if it works for you, it works for you. My thing is, if it works for you, it works for you. That's my thing is. But if you want to make sure everything's intact, everything's in order, maybe 35, you know? Because that's a good enough time where you should already know what you want in your career. But your credit should be straight. Everything should be good. You know
everything should be straight, right? If Ian Dunlap, the master investor... If you guys don't know who that is, look him up. If he says that 35 is a good year, I like to listen to people who make money, have money, and continually make money, right? Because those people know how to live the right lifestyle. If he says that 35 is a good year for a man to start building a family, I don't like to argue with people that are close to billionaires. I don't like to argue with that.
I'm a second that because I had my kid at 24. You know what I'm saying? And I do want more kids, but guess what? I'm not probably gonna have a kid still probably after 35 or 35. So I did have my kid. I did have my kid young. You know, it happens. You know, you're young. But as far as me having another kid, I could see myself having a kid 35, 36, 37, around that time. You know, right now I'm 29, so I feel like kids anytime soon, no. No. But around that, you know, age bracket that you were talking about, I could see myself. I feel like me personally, I should have everything. I should be more ready.
You'll be in the right place.
I'll be in the better place I am now. I'll be in the right place, mentally, physically. See, it's not that financially. I don't just want my finances in order. You get what I'm saying? I want to be physically in order. I want to be mentally in order. I want to get that established before I bring on another kid. You know what I'm saying? I already have a kid, so for me to have another kid, I want to just get a few things intact. And I feel like about 35, 36, for me, will be the right time.
Even better. And you're doing a great job as a father, T. So shout out to you.
I appreciate it, man.
Right. And shout out to all the good fathers out there that are doing the work. Mothers too. Shout out to y'all. But we just want to talk about fathers. Give fathers their light. You know, and keep being a good father. If you're trying to be a good father, keep doing the work. If you feel like you're slacking, step up a little bit, fathers. But we out here hustling. We're here to respect you and earn you. And other than that, we want to thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Please like, subscribe, comment. Other than that, we'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. Peace.